so a few of you. Okay, so cryogenics is a study of matter at very low temperatures, but today I'll be talking about cryonics. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, cryonics is the practice of freezing a person who has died of a disease in hopes of restoring life at some future time when a cure for the disease has been developed. I have been researching this topic for the last few weeks, and it is becoming more and more relevant with how our medical advances are becoming so much more advanced. And so today I will inform you about the history, the process, and finally the different views on cryonics. Okay, so first I'll talk about the history and the theory behind cryonics. Professor Robert Ettinger, the father of cryonics, after a severe injury in the World War II, he took some time to read and learn things, and he discovered another scientist had successfully frozen frog sperm and unfrozen it. And the discovery inspired him to write a book called The Prospects of Immortality, and it basically describes his theory, which I'll explain next. His theory is that one day medical science will be so advanced that they will be able to go back to bring a preserved body back to life. Okay, so now that you have a decent background on the history of cryonics, let's talk about the process. Okay, so there are four major steps in the process of preserving the body. The pretreatment, the initial cool down and transport, the washout and vitrification, and then drilling the burr holes and the further cool down. And there are also many institutions in America that do this, but the main two are the Cryonics Institution and the Alcor Life Extension Foundation. Both of those big ones have around 1,000 people who are already frozen in chambers. Okay, so step one is the pretreatment. If you're terminally ill, if possible, they like to supplement you just to get your body ready for what they're going to put it through. They use magnesium oxide to keep your magnesium levels up. And then vitamin E and fish oil is used to thin the blood so they can drain it easier so it doesn't clot. Okay, and then step two is the initial cool down and transportation. The ice bath, this blue thing, they use it as a gurney, but they fill it with ice and cold water. And then the thumper is what they call it, is this hand right here, and it keeps the blood flowing throughout the body. It pumps it so it doesn't clot. And step three is the washout and vitrification. The washout, they use a solution that they pump through your body, and it gets all the blood and all the stuff out of your system. And then the vitrification is performed, and there's water the water that's in the body is replaced with an antifreeze substance, so it can endure the cold temperatures that it's going to be. If this step is ignored, the cells in the body, within minutes of the deep freeze, the cells would be destroyed. Okay, step four are the burr holes are drilled. It's drilled to the left in the right hemisphere of their skull, and you might think that this would kill them. Well, they're already dead, but you might think this would hurt their brain, but it doesn't, because of the vitrification process. That process shrinks the brain, and these holes allow a tool to go in there and measure the index of liquids that are in those holes so they can track the brain. Okay, and the further cool down is when the body is finally placed in a bag and put upside down, in one of these chambers. Each of these chambers has 4 people hanging upside down in it, and they are -100. They range from -190 degrees Celsius to -196 degrees Celsius, which is -300 something degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so the cost varies. To get just the neuro, which is just your brain preserved, it's like $50,000. And then for your whole body, it's $200,000. Okay, so next I'm going to talk about the different views on cryonics. The pros, there's not very many pros, but it could possibly make people immortal in the future. And it could, this is probably the best one, it could make the transportation of donated organs, they can transfer them a lot further for people in need. And the cons, on the other hand, is a longer list. Like religion, most Christian groups believe that when you die you go to a greater place and you're not supposed to be brought back to life by science. And the next is like your estate and money, like your property. What do they question what they would do with it if people did have this procedure done. Like, would they keep it and would they have money when they came back to life, or would they be brought back to life with nothing? Overpopulation would also be a problem. And the biggest con is, what if it never even works in the first place? So today I have informed you about the history of cryonics, the process, and the different views. Hopefully you enjoyed this odd topic and know more about it next time you see a news article about it. Thank you.